All right, hey, that's a great job, man. Great job. Great team win. Real proud of the way you guys handled this week. I mean that. Staff, having you guys prepared on your own, man. That's a great win. And I'm telling you what, guys who hadn't played a whole lot came out here tonight and impressed, man. You really did. You took advantage of an opportunity. And what a special night. What a great environment. It only happens in Buffalo right here, right? What a great environment. Fans, the whole game with us. And you guys gave me something to cheer about, man. Real special place to play one more time in the stadium.
Here we go. Hey, it's fucking go time, fellas. Go time. Let's go. Let's fucking go, man. I love us. I love us. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Zillion, talk. That is Buffalo to a core, baby. How about those Buffalo Bills? Right here, baby. Right here.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hey everybody, and welcome into a special playoff edition of the Sean McDermott Show presented by Kaleida Health. Thanks for joining us, Sean. Thanks for giving us a couple minutes. Busy week coming up. You finished the season 12-5, 35-8 over the Jets, a convincing win. Fans, players, everybody stayed a little bit after the game to honor the old place. It was awesome. How special was it for you and your team to be there in that moment?
Yeah, very special. Unique situation, of course. Just the togetherness of the fans, the community, the team, the players. Just to see it go down the way it went down. I'm glad we got a win and the way that we did in particular, and everyone was able to enjoy the evening.
One of the bonuses, you let James Cook play a couple of plays. And he finishes the season. He did it, 621 yards. He's the first Bill to lead the league in rushing since O.J. did it back in 76. Then you have to sweat it out for the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, right? But all in all, though, special accomplishment. What's it mean to your whole team and everything that you've built here?
Well, the guys have done a great job. Our offensive staff, that's where the game plan starts, and then it goes to up front. The O-line, tight ends, wide receivers, all were committed to blocking and getting him the yards that he needed. And we came out in the game and wanted to establish it a little bit early and see what we could get and try and widen the gap between him and his next competitor around the league. And so we were sweating it out last night, but glad it worked out without exposing him to potential injury.
All right, so the regular season's over. Josh ends it with 39 total touchdowns, 25 passing, 14 rushing. Second most total TDs by a quarterback this year alone. Highest completion percentage of his career, 69.3, 102.2 passer rating, the second best of his career. Josh played well from front to back this season. How do you usually see Josh change, if at all, in your time with him headed into the playoffs? Does he change at all? I mean, because the guy does play well in big moments.
Yeah, he's dialed in this time of year. That's his history. That's the scouting report, if you would call it that. There's no one more competitive and no one that wants to win more than Josh, and he's going to have to put this team on his shoulders and lead us.
So you finished the season with the number one passing defense in the NFL, 156.9 yards per game allowed, and the seventh-ranked total defense, 293 yards a game. A lot of guys stepped up over the course of the 17-game regular season. What can you say about the job your defensive staff has done this year, given the juggling act and the roster rotation you had to
Yeah, I think you hit it right. It's been spinning the dial, trying to, when you have a guy that's new to the roster or new to a situation in terms of starting versus playing backup roles and whatnot, or usually playing special teams, in this case playing on defense. So it's all part of the journey, if you will. And I thought, to your point, the defensive staff did a phenomenal job of growing the defense along the way. And now it's, hey, one game at a time here.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll catch up with you later in the show to get your final thoughts on facing the Jacksonville Jaguars in the wild card round. Stay with us.
Game Plan is presented by Energy Mark, official energy supplier of the Buffalo Bills.
When we come back, Eric Wood gives us his breakdown of the final regular season game at Highmark Stadium. Later on, look back on a memorable day in Orchard Park as we say farewell after 53 years. Welcome back to the Sean McDermott Show, and it's time now to chop some wood with our good friend Eric Wood. Eric,
Emotional day yesterday as the fans and the players and the coaches, the organizations say goodbye to an old friend in old Highmark Stadium.
Yeah, it was definitely an emotional day. The scene after the game with the fans sticking around, watching those videos on the board as I'm listening to then Chris Brown do the outro that he prepared beforehand. That was beautifully done. That's when it got real for me. This is over, and look how special this place is to so many people. Got to hear from everybody throughout the day, and you see so many of the workers that you've spent so much time with over the years, and you hope that you'll see them again next year, but there's no guarantees. And just a very special day. Incredible tributes. We both got to be a part of a very special deal out there at halftime. You and Thurman, the legends of the game, you guys crushed it, and it was a fitting day. A game that didn't necessarily mean a whole lot, seating wise, but you get the full force of Bills Mafia like they've always done.
Well, the Bills go on the road down to Jacksonville. All time, the Bills are 0-2 against the Jaguars in the playoffs, and you would be hard-pressed to find an offense that was playing better than the Jacksonville Jaguars as they head into their home stadium to face a Bills team coming down.
Yeah, Jacksonville's been impressive lately. Win 8 in a row. Liam Cohen, their head coach, seems to be that kind of next quarterback whisperer of these young offensive-minded head coaches, where he's got Trevor Lawrence playing the best ball of his career, playing with an edge to his game right now. He's accurate, he's decisive, he's making plays out of the pocket, which we know he has that mobility, but he hasn't done a ton of throughout his career. And then defensively, they're doing a great job of taking the football away, forcing the second most turnovers in the NFL. That's part of the reason that they've been able to hold since week 12 or 13. They haven't given up more than 20 points in a game. Dating back previously, they beat Arizona. That was the game that they gave up 24. And so this Jaguars team has been impressive throughout the season.
All right, Eric, we'll look forward to seeing you in the playoffs, and good luck on the broadcast on Sunday at 1 p.m. down in Jacksonville.
I appreciate it, Steve.
Still to come on the Sean McDermott Show, take a look back at a memorable day celebrating the final regular season game at Highmark Stadium. Plus, we break down some next-gen stats in Sportsology.
And welcome one last time to Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park, New York, as we get you set for Bills-Jets in this final game here at this hallowed stadium that has been home to the Bills for 53 seasons.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
Josh Allen is out there. How long he plays is another story. Handoff to Cook. Over the right side, through a hole, and leaning forward, and he's right near the first down marker. And now Josh Allen will exit to a round of applause as Mitch Trubisky checks into this game.
Back to Davis on the ground. And Ray Davis finds some space. But Davis runs for 17 yards. That's a season long for the running back. 11th play of the opening drive. Trubisky looking, end zone, touchdown! Dawson Knox! Picture-perfect start for Sean McDermott and the Bills.
Takes the snap, back to pass, throws in the right flat, complete to Davis, gets around the defender and up the sideline. Dalton Kincaid is eating here early as he is feasting on this Jets secondary. The veteran Sam Womack forced him out of bounds after a 16-yard pass play. Pistol look here, and now Trubisky going to motion out. It's a Wildcat handoff. That direct snap to Ty Johnson, who races into the end zone, completely untouched for a 7-yard touchdown run. Pressure coming from Briggs, throws it down the right sideline, and it's complete to Reggie Gilliam for just his second reception of the season. And it's a big one because it sets the Bills up right outside the 10-yard line.
Trubisky to Davis, and Davis is stopped. No, he's in for the touchdown. Sherwood could not keep him out, and Ray Davis adds to the Buffalo lead. And this crowd, what could be the final game at Highmark Stadium, is enjoying every minute of it.
One of the things I remember is my first game ever as a Buffalo Bill was walking down that tunnel entrance to play the New York Jets in front of the greatest fans in the history of pro football. And to play with a lot of guys that stand behind me. But we couldn't be who we were if we didn't have you here each and every week.
We're losing the stadium, but we're gaining something over there across the street. Thank you for being here all these years. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you. We love you.
This crowd really getting behind this defense. It's loud in here.
Tight
Buffalo
formation.
football.
Handoff goes to Davis through a giant hole up the middle. First down and more. Rollout by Trubisky. Fires, looking at the goal line, and it's complete. Diving grab by Coleman.
It's 4th and goal. Trubisky has some time. Throwing end zone. It is Gabe Davis. What a catch by Davis.
This guy knows how to perform when the lights are brightest.
And now with Prater being ruled out, the Bills will stay on the field and go for 2. Trubisky. Keon Coleman has got it. They get it done this time.
Handoff goes to Davis, cuts it back through a giant hole. First down and more. Ray Davis is going to be flirting with a 100-yard rushing day. Davis cuts it back again through the exact same hole. And Ray Davis is up over 100 rushing yards for the first time this season. Bills up 29-0 with 12:25 left and counting here in the final game at Highmark Stadium. Trubisky rolling right, complete to Ty Johnson, and he shakes the tackle. He's in for the touchdown. Thank you, Bills Mafia, for showing up for 53 seasons. The countless number of families and friends that have spent many Sundays, Monday nights, and Thursday nights here over the years. You chose this place, Highmark Stadium, as your destination to tailgate together, share meals together, celebrate together, and at times suffer together. We look forward to seeing you across the street next season in our brand new home. But to this Highmark Stadium, I think I speak for all of Bills Mafia when I say you will be missed. Thanks for the memories, old friend. Over the last 53 seasons, there is no place we would have rather been.
Next up on the Sean McDermott Show, we break down some next-gen stats in Sportsology. Plus, hear Coach's final thoughts on facing the Jaguars on Wild Card Weekend.
Sportsology is presented by ECMC. ECMC, official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills.
Gritty is the best way to describe the 2025 Bills. Fueled by perseverance, passion, and second-half comebacks, Buffalo fought their adversity for 12 wins. Quarterback Josh Allen set the tone. His 39 total touchdowns were the second most in the league. Running back James Cook was the spark behind Buffalo's offense. He ran through NFL defenses, leading the NFL in rushing yards and showing the league his vision, power, and IQ. Here's a look back at the 2025 regular season. The Bills finished the regular season 12-5, their second straight year of at least 12 wins and seventh straight with at least 10. Buffalo's rushing offense was the engine behind the offensive success. They led the NFL, averaging 159.6 rushing yards per game, 2,714 overall, and 30 rushing touchdowns. Cook and Allen combined for 2,200 of those, which is 81% of the total. Cook had a career year as his 1,621 rushing yards topped the league. 42.7% of Cook's rushes went for at least 5 yards, which is fourth most. His 12 rushing touchdowns tied for sixth most. Allen finished his 8th NFL season with a couple career bests, posting his highest completion percentage at 69.3% and passing yards per attempt at 8 yards. It also marked his 3rd straight season with at least 12 rushing touchdowns and 6th straight with at least 39 offensive touchdowns. The Bills' offense finished as the 4th best in scoring and total offense, averaging 28 points per game and 376 total yards per game. Buffalo's defense locked in down the stretch and finished the regular season ranking at the top of the league in limiting the pass, allowing only 156.9 passing yards per game. They also finished 7th overall, allowing just 293 total yards per game. With Buffalo's Week 18 win, Josh Allen now becomes just the 4th quarterback in NFL history with at least 95 wins in a player's first 8 seasons. Allen has now made it to the playoffs in 7 of 8 NFL seasons. The quarterback turns it up a notch in the playoffs. He puts the cape on, and a play is never over due to his elite athleticism. Allen averages 2.5 touchdowns per game in his 13 playoff appearances.
After the break, the crew from Buffalo Bills Weekly gives us their game preview for Sunday's playoff game against the Jaguars. Plus, Coach shares what it will take to get the win in Jacksonville and advance in the playoffs.
The playoffs are here. The Bills are heading to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars in the wild card round. Both teams are peaking at the right time. Jacksonville has been on an absolute heater, winning 8 straight, while the Bills have won their last 5 of 6. There's going to be a best-on-best matchup on Sunday when it comes to the run. Buffalo's offense loves them some smash-mouth football, leading the league, averaging 160 rushing yards per game. Their running backs are versatile, and it fools defenses. When it comes to Jaguars defense, best against the run. Their front 7, they're huge, and they really know how to stop the run, allowing under 90 rushing yards a game, which is the lowest in the league. What does Buffalo have to do to find success on the ground?
Well, it's like Coach McDermott says all the time. It starts up front. You got to win at the line of scrimmage. And look, I think it's a very underrated front for Jacksonville because they don't have a lot of big names on the interior, but I think Devon Hamilton's a very underrated nose tackle. He just stands in there and grinds and let linebackers run free and hit. The 2 edge guys are a problem because it's hard to get the corner on them because they're so long and athletic.
Yeah.
Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen are both former top 10 picks, super athletic. And so I think James Cook, who likes to bend a lot of those runs back around the opposite side, I think might have a big, long defensive end standing there waiting for him. So he's really got to pick his creases effectively. And Oluokun, the middle linebacker, is a sideline-to-sideline player. I think they really are going to have to work to find a guy to target him at the second level to make sure he's covered up and not free to run and make tackles.
So with how the Jaguars defense plays, you might have to do a couple different things to find success on the ground when it comes to Buffalo's rushing offense. 2 wicked-armed quarterbacks are taking center stage on Sunday in Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence. They've led top 10 offenses. Lawrence has grown in his confidence this year, and Allen just knows what to do in every single moment. The playoffs, they're a different beast, and Allen has more experience. He's about to play in his 14th playoff game, while Lawrence just his 3rd. Allen has 33 total touchdowns to just 4 interceptions in the postseason, while Lawrence has 5 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Allen's experience is definitely going to help the Bills on Sunday.
Yeah, you would think so. And I think the other thing to add in here is Liam Cohen is coaching in his first playoff game as a head coach. I know he's been to the postseason before with the Rams and the Bucs, but he's running the entire show in this playoff game for the first time in his career. And oh, by the way, he also calls the offensive plays. There's going to be a lot on his plate in an arena he has not really been in before as head coach.
You've got an experienced head coach in Sean McDermott, who's coached in plenty of playoff games, coaching against Liam Cohen, who's new to the playoffs when it comes to being a head coach.
For more from Brownie and Maddy, including insights from players and coaches, check your local listings for Buffalo Bills Weekly, also available on Buffalo Bills YouTube.
Coach, back on the road in Jacksonville, Sunday, 1 p.m., nice little regular routine for the week. First-year head coach Liam Cohen's got those guys playing really well, 13-4 on the season. They're tied for the most wins ever by a first-year head coach. What can you say about the job Liam Cohen has done with these guys to turn them around and get them here?
Oh, he's done a great job. You know, they've done a great job building the system and a very talented team on all 3 sides of the ball. And, you know, they do a great job taking the ball away in defense and moving the ball on offense, and then they've got, you know, great specialists that do a great job in terms of scoring points and creating field position.
So nobody knows better than you, coaching matters, right? And you got Trevor Lawrence playing the best of his career under a new coach. His career's 5th season, 29 passing TDs, 9 rush, 38, 1 less than Josh did over the course of the year. You're 1-2 against Trevor in his career. I mean, the guy's played pretty well against you guys. What similarities, if any, do you see between Trevor and Josh?
Well, they're both big, opposing figures. They're both talented, obviously, arm strength-wise, arm talent. They move around well. He's a true dual threat with the ball in his hands, whether he's throwing it or running with it.
All right, Coach, thanks. Good luck against the Jaguars this week. And thanks to everybody at home for joining us for this playoff edition of the Sean McDermott Show. We're presented by Kaleida Health. We'll see you next time. And as always, go Bills.
Final Thoughts is presented by Toyota. Toyota is the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills. The Sean McDermott Show is presented by Kaleida Health, the official healthcare system of the Buffalo Bills. By Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys. Call 684-COMP today. And by Toyota. Toyota is the official car and truck of the Buffalo Bills.